Hello everyone. So in this tutorial, we're understanding how to create a sales return in AltheaSuite. So to get started, let us quickly head over to the sales module and sales invoices. So we will be now firstly creating a sales invoice by clicking on the create button. We'll select a customer. We can now head down to select the items by either scanning or searching them by the item name. Okay, so we have added a list of items that have to be sold to the customer. Now I can click on the Pay Now page to move towards the payment. You will find the available list of payment methods, and I can select the respective payment method. So let's assume that I am paying by cash. I can also add a shipping charge, and I can now move towards the payment by selecting the payment mode and the arrow icon which selects the payable amount. I can now save and click on save and print to print it out or just save it. So I have successfully created my sales invoice, which is by the particular invoice number 33. So I will remember that so I can make a sales return from this invoice. I'll head over to now sales returns. So whenever the employee is actually trying to do a sales return, they can now head over to sales return and then click on the new button. It also shows you a list of all the past sales returns, which can be searched out using the serial number or the document number or the name of the customer if that's required. So I can click on the new button to start to create a new sales return. I can now select the location and the warehouse from where the stock has to be reduced from. So in my case, since this is a sales return, so the stock will be added and the money would have to be returned to the customer. So I'll be able to search the invoice number from the drop down, or I can just search it. So this is the sales invoice number. I can click on add all items if I'm trying to return all of these items. If the customer is trying to return all of these items, I can click on this button to add all of them. But let's assume that I'm just trying to add a simple item. So I'll head over to the item section where I can either scan the product again to add it in the grid, or I can search the item name. So in my case, I'll just have to click on the down arrow. So this shows me a list of all those items which have been purchased for that particular invoice. So I can select the item which I have to return. The returnable item, I can, if there are multiple quantities that were sold to the particular product, I can select the quantity that I want to now return. So it could be that the product was sold in 3 quantities and I just want to return 1 quantity. So this would be the quantity that you want to return for this invoice. Now I can head over to adding a stock fee. So if there's a restocking fee or a service charge required to be added while giving out the money back to the customer, so I can do that. So in my case, let's assume that there was a $6 convenience fee, a service fee that was added. So that amount gets added, and you see the price, the restocking and service fee $6, which gets reduced from the total payable amount, which was $200. So I can add in notes as well, like what was the reason of the sales return, things like that. And now I can choose the payment mode. So there was also a cash register section in the top where I will be able to select the cash register. So for the particular location and the warehouse, this is the cash register that would be responsible for withdrawing the money and paying off to the customer. So from this cash register, the amount will be withdrawn. So now while choosing the payment mode, I can select the respective payment mode that comes out from the cash register, and you will be able to see the created payment modes here. So let's assume that the payment mode that will be paying to the customer is cash. I see the total payable amount, which is 194. I can add the customer details here, and I'll be able to click on create and print for receipt, for printing out a receipt. So I see the invoice has been processed along with the sales return has been processed successfully. I see the due amount, the payable amount, which is $200, along with the remaining amount which was paid to the customer. So in futures, wherever you feel that you want to come back to the system and search for a particular customer, so you'll always be able to do that by searching the name of the customer in the search bar, or you could have also searched by the item, by the document number, or the employee name also, the guy who has actually sold the particular sales return. So all of this information can be used and searched while looking at previous orders. Now you'll also be able to look at a customer and find all his previous sales returns and sales return and sales invoice history. So when you head over to the customers module, you can select the customer, and by clicking on the three-dotted icon, I can either look at his sales history, which will show me a list of all the sales invoices, or I can also see the sales return history. So in this, I will be able to see all the sales return history. So this is the invoice which was just made, and I can see and I can look at the invoice in detail. So I can see the amount which was paid and the item. So this is how essentially I'm able to manage sales returns in AltheaSuite. Thank you.